Hello and welcome to Revive Your Soul. In this video, I want to look at the emotions that the emotional abuser or the toxic person experiences and see whether they're the same as you're experiencing. And if you're new to this channel, hello and welcome. Please like and subscribe, and if you press the little bell, you'll be notified when I next put up a video. Thank you so much for joining me. I do offer one-to-one coaching and healing sessions to help you overcome the trauma bonding and deal with the relationship and move forward. And at the end of the video, I offer some ways of dealing with the emotional abuser and ways of managing your emotions. Your mind goes through so much at the end of the relationship, and you're wondering if they miss you as much as you miss them. And you might find yourself consumed with so many thoughts and emotions, and you wonder if they are feeling the same. Even though you know that relationship wasn't right, you still look at ways of getting back with them. You might justify their behaviour and believe this is all your fault, and you might be prepared to do anything just to get back into that relationship. You're left confused and you're experiencing the emotions of loss, and all you can think about are the good times they had together and why this happened. Now, the emotional abuser does have emotions, they're just not the same. They can't experience things in the way that you can. They're unable to create bonds, so they don't have those emotions of missing someone. They don't have the emotions of sadness and regret. For them, everything has a value. You were like a gift card to them, and when they spent the money or the value of that card, it's no longer of use. When you've got nothing left to give them, they go around looking for someone who can offer them bigger and better. They do have feelings, they're just not the same as yours. They have anger. So in an attempt to take control back of your life, you might have implemented going no contact. This would anger them as they're not used to not having power and control over you. They systematically broke down your boundaries. They took over your life very slowly, and they did this so you didn't notice those boundaries being eroded. By the time you did, you might become an extension of them, responding and reacting to their every need. And you might have found yourself in a situation where you were predicting that if you didn't respond or do something in a certain way, it was going to trigger them and their anger. You're walking on eggshells. So when you do decide to reclaim the power and control back of your own life, they respond with rage or revenge. You are and always will be, in their eyes, their property. So they decide to punish you. How dare you believe that you could move on? And it really doesn't matter to them if they ended the relationship and they moved on with somebody else. They deliberately confused you and trained you in a way that served their needs. And they rewarded this behaviour with attention or maybe gifts. And you got used to this hormone rush, which you associated with your good behaviour. So once you learned what you needed to do to get that rush, they changed the rules to confuse you deliberately. In the end, you'll do anything just for that feeling, and that includes having them back in your life. They might try to hoover you. So a hoover is a device that sucks the dirt out of your carpet, off your floor. But they use this technique to get you back into their life. They might be looking to do it permanently, or it might be just a little bit of fun for them. They might send you a message or turn up with a gift claiming you're the only person that ever understood them and that you're meant to be together. They might claim that they're sorry for the pain that they caused you. And you might believe them, that they really are sorry for the way they've behaved. And you might believe that they finally see what you saw. You then get another shot of hormones, oxytocin, dopamine. It tops you back up again. And you're feeling good, and they are hooking you back in to needing them. They are also validating that damaged inner child that you have, that's been abandoned by them. You affirm to yourself that you are lovable after all, and you may believe that you can deal with all the hurt that they've caused you once they're secured back into a relationship with you, just knowing that they care about you, knowing where they are and what they're up to. They might have moved on with somebody else, but they can't resist playing with your emotions. Your self-esteem is already on the floor and it's crushed even more. They leave you wondering what you did wrong. You played by the rules, by their rules. You lost contact with your friends and family as the emotional abuser pointed out their flaws. Or they manipulated you into believing they were the only person that really truly cared for you. They may tell you that you're the only one that they've truly loved, that you're meant to be together. They might say that they made a bad choice, believing the grass was greener on the other side. But in reality, maybe their new love interest has actually seen through their manipulative behaviour. They might not get the supply that they were looking for. Or perhaps they've realised they don't have the financial resources to fund their lifestyle in the way that they've been accustomed to. Because these people are upgrading constantly, like that gift card. When it's run out or expired, they move on. They might have found they've had to work a lot harder in securing them, and they're looking for a top up just to keep them going. And being away from them for a period of time, you might have re-energised, you might have topped up your finances, and they think that they may be able to sweep round, get the attention that they're looking for. Or it might be that they just want to just see how much power and control they still have over you and how much pain you're still in, whether you still miss them, and check that you haven't moved on. Whatever their reason, they will leave you broken and depleted, taking you back to the point where they left, or even worse, leaving you feelings of abandonment and wondering what you did wrong. And you might fall for their Oscar-winning performance and their fake tears. But they can only hold that mask in place for a certain amount of time. And each time they come back, that period of time lessens. On average, people coming out of abusive relationships, it takes them 7 or 8 times before they finally break free. So for one person it might be 3, another person it might be 12. So this time they've replaced the mask, they might have embellished it with some jewels, and they're being overly attentive, but it won't last for long. They will continue during this period to tell you how much you need them, how you can't live without them, how good they are for you, and you feel safe because it's a familiar relationship and you're getting the hormone rushes that you had before with trauma bonding. And what they really came back for was the ease of not having to put too much effort into securing you back, because they've already put a lot of work in the relationship at previous times. They're actually quite lazy people, and they know they don't have to wear that mask for as long as they would with a new supply. They also know that you will clear up any mess that they create, any damage they cause, any drama that comes with them. They know that you will help them financially, and you will clear that mess up for them as well. They know you'll adore them even more than you did before, and you're just grateful to have them back in your life. This was never about missing you, it was about missing what you did for them. So when you took control of your life, this actually injured them, but not in the emotional way that you've been injured, that you're experiencing it. It proved to them that they didn't have as much power and control as they thought they did. You're always supposed to be there to provide them with attention when they reached out. When you weren't there, they then have to work to get you back and secure you into that box. They need to know they are powerful, and they do this by attempting to take control back of your life. This isn't about love for them, this is about abandonment. Their fragile inner child dictates their emotions, and this is why they can't allow you to move on. They planned you to still be part of their entourage. They need you to be poor, and they need you to be reliant on them. And they need to see your tears because it shows how much you're still invested in them and the relationship. Nothing about this factors in your needs. It's all about theirs. Another emotion they experience is revenge. And if you fail to comply in being hooked into their entourage, into their fan base, they take revenge. The emotional abusers are so good at playing the victim. They will have already sent word out prior to the breakup of the relationship to their entourage, telling people what an awful person you are, awful relationship they're in. And sadly, most people will believe that. They won't question that they know you, and they don't believe you're capable of whatever it is that's being portrayed, because they're under the same spell. They see the actor. They will have been drip fed this information So when the relationship does crumble, they side with the emotional abuser. You're not allowed to live a life without them playing some role in it. And if you try to, they'll try like hoovering or the silent treatment. And if that doesn't work, they try the smear campaign again. Everyone has a value, so when yours is used up, they attempt to keep you in the background at a different level, perhaps as a lesser role, but still on hand to massage their ego, still on hand to give them a supply of attention. And if you don't comply, you pay the price. And if you're still falling for this, look in their eyes. Watch for the eyes, they're a clear giveaway. You may notice them, look out from the corner of their eye just to see if you are believing their fake emotions. You may notice in pictures that they always find the camera lens. It might be a relaxed scene where everyone's just chatting, but if you look at their face, they've spotted the camera. In photos where they're smiling, you might see a relaxed face, but look at the eyes. You might even notice they turn black. Also want you to listen to their words. These people are master manipulators. Everything they do is for their own need, not for yours. Try this game, turn everything around. So you change your names, so their name is your name, or you change you for I. I did everything for you and all I got was abuse from you. You did everything for me and all I gave you was abuse. I gave you everything I had. What I'm actually saying is you gave me everything you had. They tell the truth, they just mix up the words, they switch it around. They can't take responsibility for anything. It's all your fault. And they've been telling you this right the way through the relationship. Another one is if it wasn't for, and insert the name, we would still be together. Turn it round. If it wasn't for me, we would still be together. All I ever did was love you. All you ever did was love them. So when you get into that cycle, believing this is all your fault, questioning everything, wondering if you'd said or done something differently, whether you'd be in this situation, stop for a moment and take a deep breath. Take your focus down to your sacral, which is just below your belly button, and feel the breath coming from the top of your head right the way through, down your body and to that point. Feel your feet flat on the floor. Allow yourself to ground. And from this point, you'll be able to think differently, able to control the hormones. Like an addict, you're being addicted to these hormones. They've got you hooked. You just need to calm down the body and stop the brain going into overdrive. This cognitive dissonance where you know something's wrong, but they were so good. And you've got these two thought patterns colliding and bashing at each other. But they did this, but they were so nice and they were really looking after me. This is a game to them. The only time they think about other people's emotions and other people's feelings is when they realise they're about to cut their supply of attention off. So again, it's about them. Or even if they see you upset, they might use that situation as a way of getting them more attention. They love to see people in pain. It shows how powerful and how much control they have over them. By comforting you and telling you all the things they think you want to hear, they're bonding you even further into that relationship, which means that they're keeping you as another form of supply. It's like a pay-as-you-go phone tariff. They're topping you back up so you've got more energy to give them more attention. You can break free by going no contact, breaking contact, blocking everything, every way of them communicating. And I do appreciate if you've got children, you need to communicate with them on some level, that you might have to do the grey rock technique, which is giving them no information, no reaction, just being as interesting as a grey rock. You can break the trauma bonds that they created, and you can break free from the addiction of that hormone hit, and you can forgive yourself for the role you played in this relationship. You can become emotionally independent from them. In this video, I wanted to talk about the emotions that the emotional abuser or toxic person in your life experiences, completely different from the ones that you experience. They do not feel in the same way we do. They can't create bonds with people. They are not able to experience the same emotions that you or I experience. They just pretend they do to manipulate other people. So I hope you found that helpful if you're healing from the trauma bonds. If you're new to this channel, then please like and subscribe. And if you press the little bell, you'll be notified of the next video. I offer one-to-one consultations, coaching and healing sessions via Zoom. You can find the details on my website, reviveyoursoul.co.uk. Sending you loads and loads and loads of love.